Bill Stern bringing you the lowdown on the classic art of wrestling. Just about the nearest thing to a Roman holiday since Nero fiddled and the customers burned. Even though wrestling is perhaps one of the oldest of sports, I'm not trying to tell you that aging has made it any milder. In fact, progress in this exercise has reached such a point that today it's often hard to tell whether it's wrestling or just a good old-fashioned slugfest. The gentleman who is just trying out his knuckles is Karol Krauser, the Polish Apollo, and he weighs 205 pounds. His opponent is an Indian chief by name Bamboo Taboo. Right now, he's far away from those Florida Everglades where his tribe, the Seminoles, live. The Redskin's kind of puny compared to Karol. He only weighs 195. While the bull gets acquainted with the folks down there who pay the cash money, I may as well tell you that there are three different and distinct styles of wrestling. The Greco-Roman, the Oriental, and you guessed it, the streamlined modern version, which is now being demonstrated. Oh, too bad, Chief, but you had it coming to you. Hey, Chief, that ain't wrestling, and chairs are getting scarce. The ancient sport of wrestling is conducted according to a complicated series of rules. But it seems that someone must have thrown the book away, so that today the referee can use his own judgment about unusual situations. We've got one right now because both boys are in the ring for a change. All right, fellas, now let's see some of those scientific holes. Bingo! The pole socks the Indian with his head. And again, the Chief is dizzy. If he only had his tomahawk. Krauser shows some nice head work, what wrestlers call skull practice. Big Chief Epac Way, point hand say, ugh, Indian head hard too. He's going to give Krauser a dose of his own medicine. Ooh, looks like the Chief didn't see the red light. So Mr. Concrete Krauser pins his shoulders to the mat, and another Redskin bites the dust. Something new has been added. You said it, the feminine touch. Decks cleared for action. Our Amazonian bone benders stalk each other like a couple of barnyard roosters, only these is chickens. Now, dipping firmly into Olga's lovely tresses, glamorous Hanka sets out to wind up things in a hurry. A rag of bone and a hank of hair. And Hanka hankers to hang on. The referee's trying to unscramble a pair of hard-boiled eggs. Oh, I beg your pardon. I mean legs. Leave it to women to get things all mixed up. Nice going, Olga. Great wrestling form you have there. Yes, indeedy. But now our Cossack co-ed finds herself all tied up in a beautiful hammerlock. Hey, Polska. No booting below the belt. Tain't cricket. Into the ropes and the panic is on. No stalling now. This is war to the finish. Seems as if this ring isn't big enough. So what? So they take the battle to the bald head row. A real old-fashioned hair-pulling contest. It'll take more than mere men to stop this. Olga, not in the gentleman's lap. You've never even been introduced. The gals are giving each other a finger wave, and I don't mean a permanent, never a dull moment. The ref thinks the rough stuff has gone far enough. Olga and Hanka, queens of the squared circle. Both babes back on the mat for a change. Olga grabbing the Polish beauty for a slam to the canvas. Now for the works. Hanka's pinned to the mat, and as she burned up, boy, she's sizzling. What she's thinking about Olga shouldn't happen to a dog. Any minute now. And there it is. Congratulations, champ. Well, here's something of a variation on the original theme. A double bill with both features on the screen at the same time. Sort of like guerrilla warfare with 4 gorillas. From left to right, if they'll only keep still for a moment, John Mealis body slamming our old friend the Injun. And now the Prince, Amir Jojo, the Arabian Sheik, who weighs in at a cool 214. One reason he lands so hard. They form a daisy chain, conga line or something. Don't ask me why. The fourth contestant is one of our boys, Bobby Bruns, the American Apollo. Notice what modest labels these kids hang on themselves. All right, fellas, back to work. Well, here goes the chief tangling with Milas, who calls himself the Greek Adonis. Nobody ever called a poor old Injun any pretty names, and maybe he's sore. You can't blame him. The sheik comes in, but Bruns reminds him, no trespassing. Milas rejoins the blitzkrieg, but the prince gets a body hold on him, and meanwhile, the Indian gets all set, but guesses wrong. It's a cinch he never read Dale Carnegie's bestseller, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Anyhow, reading books is a slight use in this game. The fans here want action. So the boys pair off again, only right away the Indian and the prince change partners. The Indian tries that head crack routine he learned from Krauser, and he's certainly cracked if he tries it again. Cooperation, yeah, that's what's needed here. Melis no sooner sets the Indian overboard when Bobby barges in and socks old Adonis in the breadbasket. Melis, old boy, it'll take more than fast talk to save you now. Under any rules, Greco-Roman, catch as catch can, or what have you, you're out. It's a fall, and you're the fall guy.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Melis is eliminated, and this leaves the Injun on the left, Prince center, then Bruns. 3 up and 2 to go. Who's going to stay in? Well, the Indian is out of luck, whether he knows it or not. See, the customers have gotten into the game. This gives the prince a chance to put a full Nelson on Bobby. Aha, some real wrestling. But the spectators don't know an enough's enough. This Injun's so popular, the fans just won't let him go. The chief's on the warpath, Ben. First Bruns and then the prince. Usual, he picked the wrong parties. Just look at him now. He feels the way Strangler Lewis must have felt back in '29 when he got licked by Sonnenberg. Only this poor guy has 2 Sonnenbergs against him. Tain't fair, pal, but don't blame me. You chose this way to make a living. If you want to take on a whole army, that's your privilege, only don't gripe about it now, at least not to me. They've got the Indian sign on you, Chief. You're out. The prince figures he better get after Bruns now. A headlock and a few uppercuts. The jury will please disregard the knuckle stuff. The noble red man thinks he should interfere, but the ref's on the job, so the chief can only be credited with good intentions. Looks like old Prince Jojo has plenty of staying power. Arabs learn about it watching camels in the desert. Wait a minute. Bruns is back in there. Boy, the kid's got what it takes. How about it, Jojo? No, you can't resign now. The fans want to fight. For a tough guy, you're sure putting on some act. But you got a brutal audience. Get back in there and wrestle. Wingo, that did it. Over the fence and Bruns is out. Third victim of Prince Amir Jojo. The winner and new champion,